I'm not really a birthday party kind of person. And it's not like I'm some ageless gnome that's grumpy all the time and wants everyone to leave their cave alone. It's more like I like doing small things that involve no pressure. Like, for example, my birthday just passed and I spent lunch with a friend and went to Build-A-Bear. Build-A-Bear is one of those places where, if you're over the age of 6, you might feel a little awkward, but not me. I got the embarrassment pulled out of me early. Let me explain. Around the age of 5, my dad noticed I had a decent singing voice. I loved to sing Celine Dion, and at the time, Titanic was a big deal. So the song My Heart Will Go On was a big deal. I would sing in the backyard for hours. To this day, I'm not sure if the neighbors were annoyed or if they were happy to get a free show. Now, my dad was really proud of this, and of course he wanted to show off. He had a multi-year plan to both show off and pull the shyness out of me. Anywhere he would take me, he would make me sing My Heart Will Go On. The grocery store, the dollar store, the bookstore, and every single family function. You name any place that wasn't home, and that was the opportunity for me to sing. And I didn't really think much of it. I just sang like a music box while sporting a little shiny smile. I mean, as much of a shiny smile you can have when you're missing teeth at that age. And that was the start of the shameless training. Next was the coffee. In a way, I was also my father's personal assistant. Whenever we would go to a coffee shop, he would hand me a bunch of bills, grab a newspaper, and sit on a comfy chair. That was my cue. I would walk up to the register and say, "1 decaf coffee, please," barely reaching the counter, and shove the bills towards the sky. I knew what all the metal and paper in my hand meant, but I didn't know how to add them up. Some would help me count the money, some weren't fazed, and others would look around the coffee shop to spot the adult in the situation. Once the precious coffee was in my hands, I would go prepare it. My job wasn't done yet. 2 sugars and 1 cream pod would go into the coffee, and I would stir it like a tiny barista. I took my job very seriously, thank you very much. And lastly, I would bring the coffee to my dad, and we would sit at the coffee shop for hours. He would read his newspaper, and I would read my books. There were many occasions where he would give me money, and I would order tickets, food, or ask for directions. And he did this for years until I became a teenager. Why, you may ask? When he was much younger, he was very shy and hated being unable to talk to people without anxiety. And so he was determined to make me shameless. But it didn't happen overnight. Whenever I would feel anxious, I remember he would always tell me, "If you don't go out there and do the things you want, you're the one that's missing out. Who cares what other people say? Focus on getting the things you want in life." And of course, the world isn't black and white, so this advice might not be applicable in every situation. But as an anxious teen, this advice was helpful when I was worried about what other people thought of me, which can be often when you're trying to figure things out. So yeah, I went to Build-A-Bear as an adult and did things that might be cringe to others. But I had a lot of fun, and I also don't think that when you grow up, all of a sudden you don't like toys or shiny things. If you want to dress a little differently, go somewhere new, try an unfamiliar dish, or do something you might be a little scared to try, do it. Try it out with small things at first to get the hang of it. Kind of like the shameless training my dad did for me. Once you work up to the bigger goals, you might get some pushback. Your friends and family might not understand and give you weird looks. That's okay. Hold your head up high. As long as you aren't hurting anyone and feel safe enough to try things out, feel free to spread your wings. You got this.